Hello everyone, it is I, Ramon, and I'm back. So yes, I am back. You probably haven't heard my voice from the news recap in a couple of weeks. I know you missed me because Little Miss, doesn't have a checklist. Sure. Didn't realize that one of the mics wasn't coming from one input to the other. And when you just when you do it by yourself, you got a lot of shit to do.
Yeah.
So that was my bad, y'all. But this news crap recap is gonna be here. You're gonna hear it. We're amazing. You love us. Hey Jason.
Hey, what's up?
Nothing. How you doing?
I'm good.
I'm good. Just checking. Just make sure your voice is there because last time.
Right. It's always good to double check.
Right. Hello. So yes, guys, it is I, Ramon, and we are back. Thank you, Jason, for joining us.
Yes.
And tonight we're dropping something really new for you. That's a live Pride review. So those friends that you those friends you go to Pride with that always have an opinion about everything. You know what I mean? This club needs more lights. These places need more bathrooms. That music needs more vocals. Yeah, the peanut gallery friends we call them. Yeah. Well, I invited two of my favorite peanut gallery friends to sit down and rate us at Pride 2026. We dish on everything from the parties, the cock, the lines, the Tina, the weed, the coke, bitch. I want to smoke. Anyway, so when you've been going to Pride as long as I have, or paying as much as y'all probably did, then you have thoughts, right? And they deserve to be heard. Yes. So I sat down, we talked, we gabbed, we talked about things from the parties. They talked about pricing. We talked about, like airflow, the flow. We talked about Kiki's, and we talked about the drama. We talked about like Scott Weiner got kicked out of the trans bar. It's like, girl, you don't get estrogen. Sorry. And then how they they shut down that block party for gays. So it was really fun. Stay tuned after the news recap for that. I think you guys are really going to enjoy it. Next week, as we continue to bring you some new type of content, you guys have heard of Michael Jackson.
I have.
Hey.
Yes.
So there's a little thing called The Verdict. This new Netflix. You think you've seen it, right?
I have seen it. Yeah, it's really good.
It's really good.
It depends on really good for me because I was interested in the trial. I was interested in the whole thing. So.
Do you think he did it?
I think that he probably did some stuff.
Do you think he touched some kids?
I think he might have touched some of them.
Oh. And the other ones that were like, why not? Never mind.
But I also think that some of the people had a hit out on him in terms of getting money from him because he was so wealthy. Yeah. So but they're going on that.
Okay, well, if you want to hear what I have to say, stay tuned for that. That's going to be next week. It's going to be a 2-part series. Me and my friend Tracy, we're going to sit down and we're going to talk. You know what I mean? About Michael motherfucking Jackson. So look at me bringing y'all new motherfucking content. But let's get on with this. So let's get into it, bitches. Everyone get your mood enhancers out, please. On the count of 3, we're going to enhance ourselves. 1, 2, 3. Consider yourself enhanced. Happening since we last saw each other. So there's this thing called the World Cup. Have you heard of it?
I have. I've heard of it.
I have not. Actually, no, I have. When I think about the World Cup, I want to be the World Cup. Does that make sense?
I get that.
So I went to a watch party or whatever. And it was at a sports bar. So I was I stumbled in there. Anyway, and so it was cute because it was definitely in San Francisco. So in San Francisco, obviously you're not going to get other cultures when you walk in, but it felt like I was in Mexico because just the way that they were cheering and there were so many Mexicans there watching because it was the England-Mexico game, right?
Gotcha.
And so that's kind of cool when you can kind of have a little like a region warp. You know what I mean? When they can make a space feel like another country a little bit. That was cool, especially high tops. I mean, girl, how do you make that space?
Okay.
Yeah, that space made it felt not white. Shocking.
Right.
Anyway, and so I
was like, so high tops. Okay.
Yeah, literally, right. The place where there aren't ever any tops. But I'm always high. Anyway, so I was there and I was watching the game, and I'm a hoe because don't know nothing about the game. But every single player, don't matter if it was England or Mexico, I was like, yes, he can.
Right.
Si se puede, bitch. I was in there England, Mexico, don't matter who you are, we're all winners.
Right,
we're all winners, baby. Oh my God. Oh, the noses, the dick, you know what I mean? The noses, the dick, the cock.
Some of those guys are really fucking hot.
All of the whole, every single player. You know what I mean? I would have literally been on the boat guys, I'm here for you. You know what I mean? Winner or loser. So yeah, but then anyway, so there's been a little, there's always controversy about the World Cup. You heard about that? Like, this, okay, so Trump apparently he thinks he's like Don Corleone. He gets the call and be like, "Hey, yo, I didn't like what happened in Belgium." You know what I mean? Yeah. You hear about that?
Yeah, where he got the guy reinstated.
Right. You know what's really funny though? What's funny about these presidents? It's like when it comes to the World motherfucking Cup, these motherfuckers are quick to like. Everybody got their phone number. You can dial them. You don't need to dial right to them. But when it comes to my motherfucking healthcare, the line's busy. You know what I mean? When I need you to stop the war in Iran, all of a sudden you don't know. All of a sudden you got to check another phone. Oh, sorry, I've got the other line. But you know what I mean? Like whenever a president does anything, they have to work through 13 intermediaries. But all of a sudden there's a penalty kick that they don't like, and all of a sudden they get you know what I mean? Oh,
they're right there.
Hold up, I got this. You know what I mean, bitch? I wish you had that for the problems with your citizens, motherfucker. And that goes for every president. You know what I mean? Every single president there'll be some story. Oh yeah, well, what is it? The Sarkozy da 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 da. Bitch. Anyway.
Yeah, it's frustrating. Because it's just a sport, and people are really struggling and need help, and he's busy doing this shit.
No, I mean, people love it. I just think it's
people like soccer, but people need help too right now.
Yeah. So then the last controversy is, of course, so there was like Argentina and Egypt, and there was like the foul, and like where the whole world could see it, and what I mean?
missed this.
That the Argentina Egypt foul is like Palestine. The whole world knows that was a foul. You know what I mean?
But they called it something else.
But they gonna tell us it's not a foul,
right?
And then they're gonna colonize everything, and then they're gonna sell it back to the you know what I mean? Like it's kind of like that. It's very like, I don't know why we shocked. We doing it over there. Why do we not doing it over here? So my birthday passed, everyone.
Happy belated.
Thank you for coming. It was really good. I have to say it's probably one of the best birthdays I've ever had, in the sense that I really feel like it reflected me. Everyone who I invited to my celebration was someone who had given me balance in some way, shape, or form. And crazy as it may have been, it was nice to acknowledge their contribution to my life with the invite, even though they didn't like know each other and all that. It was just like one of those, like, because I am intersectionality, like literally, you know what I mean? That's my thing. Especially in bed. Ooh. But I also got to like decorate for my own party, which is really important to me. Like working on decorating, because like I may be Karl Lagerfeld in the streets, in the streets in terms of decorating. In the streets, I'm sorry, I'm in Karl Lagerfeld in the streets in like fashion, but I really don't decorate well. You know what I mean? So like kind of like setting up the party, it was like a trying for me to like try to like make a house a home, because then I just inhabit a place. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to like habit. Bitches trying to grow up, whatever.
You can decorate yourself.
I can decorate myself, and I can get decorated in. You know what I mean? But yeah, so that was really cool. And then also, it was just cool for me to like reuse. I use like get like decorations and stuff from other parties that I had thrown, like other birthday parties and stuff. And for me, that was important because, like I just said, like I don't judge anybody else's choices, but I personally think that when we start having like as a first world nation, or as a upper world nation, or whatever rich nation, our choices in mass change things. And so like we have to start making choices that cause less energy, CO2 usage. Like every event that happens that we celebrate can't generate massive amounts of garbage. You know what I mean? And so for me, being able to like use decorations from like old holiday birthday celebrations, or old that I've either thrown or been to, I like basically the only birthday things I bought I kept. I'm going to use for next year. You know what I mean? Because I just think that like the idea, like I got the chairs that I needed for, the tables that I needed for the party from downstairs, in our building, and you put them back. It's just like, I just think that this is how we need to be start thinking in the future, like things things need to happen, and we need to celebrate, but the amount of waste per decision, per celebration really needs to shrink. It has to shrink. We can't possibly continue to work like this. So like I said, I don't judge anyone else, but for my birthday that was really important. I got to do it, and it was really fun. Yeah,
and you did a good job.
Thank you. So, and lastly, there's Dory coming up. Do you have any plans for Dory?
Well, Lickett's going to be on that Saturday, and then Sunday after the fair, I'm going to play Hard Reset. Okay.
Yeah. So you're going to be doing. I mean, Dory's fun. I just want to get fucked, so I'm just going to be like, I did get some cute thongs and some cute jock straps. Okay. So my Dory looks are going to be fierce.
What are you doing? Do you know yet?
No, but I'm going to be done.
Yeah, I'm going to the fair.
At the fair too.
Yeah, at the fair too.
Before
That's what
and
it's
after,
for.
motherfuckers. All right, let's go to the grinds my motherfucking girdles portion. Jason, do you know what really grinds my motherfucking girdles?
What's that?
The fact that they always trying to sell us something in America. So like, for example, World Cup, right? We were just talking about it. So I read an article. There was a Brazilian person, and so he created this YouTube channel where you can watch the World Cup in Brazil. They have 42 million subscribers. It's like supported by the country, blah, blah, blah. Like now translate, like let's juxtapose that with in America where we had that UFC fight with Donald Trump that was supposed to celebrate the 250th. It was brought to you by Paramount Plus.
Right.
Like we can't even get. We could, like imagine someone's creating a YouTube channel to see the free like the World Cup. Every fucking newscaster network and the thing was trying to shut that shit down. You know what I mean?
The government will try to shut it down.
Yeah, it's funny that like the World Cup made all this money. It's funny like the World Cup made all this money for something in America that is being showed for free everywhere else. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like in Brazil, you can get it free. They wouldn't make no money because that's not something. That's not a commodity there. Right. It's an interesting. It's just like in America, everything is sold to you like literally and I know it's Trump, but even if it wasn't Trump, it still feels like. And if it wasn't Trump, he would have done something like, you know, if another president would have done something for the 250th, it would have been on the regular stations. But even if it's on the regular station, you still have to pay to get those regular stations. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it's not free.
Or you know, back in the day, they would push it on PBS. Right. And you didn't have to pay for that. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's public.
But that ain't happening forever. You know what I mean?
Shut that shit down.
Yeah, and even before that, you still every time they do a presidential debate and all that, it's covered by the major networks. But the major networks aren't free. Right. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. At least not anymore because I mean, who has an antenna? Yeah. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's not like cable is like so many different streaming services.
Yeah. So like it's like they just try to, and then they don't want to pay you. I'm just saying, like it was just crazy to me that like you can't even do anything in this country for free. Like ain't that a bitch? Now let's go. Let's talk. Speaking of things that aren't free, let's go talk about parties. And we're back with party reviews. I have to admit that I did not do a lot this weekend. What about you?
I went to Sonoma on the 4th. A couple of guys I know from Burning Man had a party up there.
Look at you going to Sonoma. Yeah. Right. Come on, winery.
It was a nice party, too.
It was, right.
It was very nice.
Okay.
So. But that was it. I didn't go out like to no parties or clubs or nothing.
I went to one. It was a Boom Boom. It was good. Mm-hmm. But you know what? I realized like I don't really do theme nights because like theme nights, it's like I do a theme night if it's like a suggestion, but it's like it's gonna be a lot about that person, but not all because there's no artist who I want to hear all their songs. Right. Yeah. So it was Madonna, and like I have not realized just how much you know what I mean. I don't necessarily like Madonna's voice. All the time. I mean, it sounds like someone's giving birth. You know what I mean, or something like. It's just like. And I'm not Madonna's Madonna. You know what I mean?
She got some bang.
Yeah, I'm not hating on Madonna, but just for me to hear like that, you know what I mean? Like, and so it's just like a lot of Madonna, and like so I'm saying like I can do Madonna, but I can't do like every song Madonna. You know what I mean? So it was cool, but like like I'm just not that like I don't give a fuck who it is.
It's very few artists that I could do that.
Like their whole track, every single song.
Maybe Beyonce, maybe some Michael Jackson, but not the whole night.
Yeah, and even Beyonce, I could probably last the longest with someone like Beyonce, but even after a while, I'm like, all right, girl, damn, bitch, I don't know, I don't be a naughty girl, okay, I'm tired of being a baby boy, you know what I mean? No, I don't want to upgrade shit, I want to hear something else, bitch, okay? But, all right, so upcoming parties. On 7-11, we got Nick, I don't know. At Club 6, it's a new techno party on the block brought to you by Evan J. Sun. 717 at Trade, with Trade at Powerhouse. Fun times we had last time. I will be there. 717, we have a ball out at El Rio because that's going to be Black Pride, SF Black Pride. So it's a mini ball, lavender theme with categories. On 718, they have Young Hearts at the Eagle. Come on, and this weather, girl. Yes, I'm going to be there, honey. Not like an eagle, but more like a falcon, but I'm going to be there. On 718, we have Mandy, which is a cute new techno party. I know the people are throwing it, and they have some good taste in music, so I'm sure it'll be fun. We have Sex Tapes coming back on 724 at the Stud. You know we love Sex Tapes, honey. Yes. You know? Yes. On 725, we have Lick It with, yours truly, Jason Godfrey. On 730, there's a Latin rave experience at Cafe. You know I felt inclusive putting that in. Come on, look at me put like, I'm fine. I can go to a Latin rave, honey. I like foreskin. You know what I mean? You go... I'm going to go get in the bathroom and you jump up like they do in the rave with the foreskin on my face.
I'm here for it.
Hey, I'm here for you. On 7:30 31, there's Yalla Papa, speaking of foreskin, at the Stud. It's a fun Middle Eastern Latin party. It was fun the last time, and I'm going to have fun this time. And that is it. So let's go to break, and then we'll be back to talk about world motherfucking news. And we're back with world news. So Zelensky, Trump hands Zelensky a major win with Putin on the ropes. I love this like boxing analogy because that's how we want to think about the world and world affairs. Obviously, this person is 65 and you know what I mean, still watches Seinfeld. Anyway, so the article synopsis: President Trump on Wednesday kindled a significant thaw in relations with the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky when the two met on the sidelines of the NATO summit in Turkey. As Ukraine seizes the initiative in its more than 4-year war against Russia, Trump announced the U.S. would buy Ukrainian drones and, even more importantly, gave a green light for Ukraine to co-produce Patriot interceptors, a move that could significantly improve its air defenses in the years ahead. What do you think?
I mean, it was like, okay, so why did he switch up on his buddy Putin? I mean, you know, it was, they used to be, they wasn't that long ago. Remember Putin came over here? Or no, did he go there? They met somewhere and he rolled out the red carpet and all that. But
yeah, then I mean, and just recently, a bunch of our Americans went over there for some like far right motherfucking thing in the Kremlin, or, you know, in Moscow. Like, oh my God, it's so clean here. Yeah, because you know what? Yeah, I'm not going to talk about how clean it is in Moscow. But yeah, it's also, well, I think one, Putin is, I don't know, like Trump, like, okay, so there's a couple good things here, right? One, I'm glad that, you know, like the small country is showing the world that you don't just have to bend over and take it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You know, Ukraine has literally become a leader in the world in drone technology, which is going to be very important later. And so that's allowed them to, you know, flip the slide in the war. And I've heard that, I've been reading that, like, they need to get the most out of it before Putin or, like, the Russians kind of, like, gain air superiority or learn how to, you know what I mean, kind of counteract some of their drone advances.
Yeah.
But I would like to say that I just find it funny that now that Ukraine has gotten some technology that we want, because if you think back to maybe 3 weeks ago, it was the Trump's children that had started a company in drone technology, right? Mm-hmm. And so it just sounded, I just found that all of a sudden that's funny. Like the Trump started, you know, Trump children started, you know, a drone technology company. Now Ukraine has become the leader. People are like, countries are going over there to learn from them, and all of a sudden Trump is like, oh my God, Ukraine, hey girl. Mm-hmm. What are you doing? You need some Patriot missiles? I got you, girl. But I'm just saying, like, because Trump don't give a fuck
That's
about
how he
Ukraine.
gets down.
Yeah, so it's just like, and also Russia is now like, you know, Putin is so fucking crazy because he's doing that Botox or whatever and sitting in his fucking compound with like a table that's 28 feet, you know what I mean, from everybody.
Yep.
And he's just like, he's just taking his economy down. So there's less and less, you know what I mean, there's not as much like free flowing money for this investment, you know, because all Trump wants is for Russia and America to be cool, so then Trump can then use that to make money on the encroachment, right? Reapproachment. But I just find it funny that Ukraine has drone technology that the world wants. His sons are now trying to make money on drones, and then all of a sudden, Trump is like, "Oh my God, Zelensky, like." Did you see the difference with your eyes?
Because you remember, like over a year ago, they were in the Oval Office arguing.
Yeah, like two bottoms over a top. You know what I mean? Two bottoms. Like, I don't want to fuck you. You want to fuck me.
And now they cool.
And now it's like, okay,
it's like, okay, girl,
I'll talk for you, Daddy. Right? Hey, Daddy. So while I'm happy for the Ukrainians, I'm just saying, you know, I see it for what it is, honey, girl. All right, let's go to American news. And we're back with American news. There's going to be a couple of American news topics this week because, you know, America's doing a lot. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yep.
All right, so first of all, how a new super PAC formed to counter AIPAC is fueling Democratic Socialist wins. So two years ago, the American Israel Public Affairs Committee spent millions of dollars through its super PAC to defeat two vocal critics of Israel, Reps Cori Bush of Missouri and Jamal Bowman of New York. The super PAC, which started just 6 months ago, has quickly emerged as an influential force in House Democratic primaries, spending at least $5.6 million to boost Democrats who are fiercely critical of Israel, its war in Gaza, and AIPAC's influence in Democratic primaries. American Priorities, which is what it's called, has helped two Democratic socialists pull off wins in recent New York primaries, which you all kind of heard about, and also chipped in to help a third defeat someone in Colorado. What do you think?
I like this. I like it. I think the far left progressive wing needs more resources to support candidates. You know, so I like it. I just, anytime you bring money into the situation, a new PAC, it's like, who's controlling it? You don't really know that all the time. And you also aren't sure where the money is going directly. I mean, you can kind of see some of the stuff through records, but they can like move stuff around on the edges. Yeah. And it can get a little, sus.
Yeah, I mean, like, sorry, I was trying to play with the dials, so everybody. Sorry, I was trying to do two things at once. I'm a multitasker. That's what it says on LinkedIn. But yeah, I think you're right. I'm glad that we're doing it. I'm glad that people are coming together, making the same kind of coming together and kind of like using these same methods, because it's kind of like the gerrymandering fight, right? Like like we can't just sit there blindly and let them gerrymander us out, and so we have to fight the redistricting, but we have to recognize that like doing that is still part of the problem. You know what I mean? So like we need to close this loophole with where this amount of money and this dark money can influence politics. Like it's like creating our own Death Eaters. You know what I mean? Like we need Death Eaters to fight those Death Eaters, but the fact that we need Death Eaters period is a problem. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like
I do feel like the people that get in on the progressive wing, they will be more inclined to actually change things if they do get into power. Yeah. So, but you never know. I mean, that's what happened with Graham Plattner. Yeah. You thought he was something. He was spouting all these progressive values, but you find out that, he's not the person you thought he was.
Yeah, and I brought it up because I wanted to highlight, like we're doing something and we have to fight. We have to fight the battles and it's like fighting a wildfire. You got to fight the wildfire. The one in front of you is different than the one how you fight, like, maybe a whole wildfire. You know what I mean? Like, we got to fight the fire in front of us, and we got to use the tools in front of us, and we got to, do these things like these new PACs or whatever. But we also need to be fighting the fact that, like, we shouldn't have PACs at all, because it's real easy to become a colonizer. Like, you think about, like, pensions, right? Like, teachers' pensions, and, like, these all teachers put in. Teachers' pensions now are, like, some of the biggest funds out there. And then those funds become venture capitalist funds, you know what I mean? Work with venture capitalists, and then those become the colonizer. You know what I mean? So all of a sudden now teachers in mass, in general, can be a problem. So I'm just saying, like, I like it. We need to do it, but we also need to like recognize that we are doing it and take away the ability to do it at the same time. Yeah, that's the struggle. Yeah. All right, let's go to the next topic for American news. And we're back with the second topic for American news. Peter Thiel and Aspen. The Pope is working for the Chinese communists. Like. So basically, billionaire tech investor Peter Thiel delivered a series of provocative warnings and predictions about a future of artificial intelligence in the West at a conference that he did. He accused the Pope of inadvertently serving as a Chinese communist agent, calling for AI regulation. In his remarks at this Aspen Ideas Festival in Colorado, that's basically he throws. Because the Pope's message could influence some Americans, basically, Peter Thiel said it is unlikely to be heeded by people in China. Thiel argued that Peter Thiel argued that the encyclical threatened to slow down only one side of the race between the U.S. and China to advance in AI. So basically, I'm sorry, I had a little typo. So basically, Peter Thiel is saying that the Pope is saying, because the Pope is saying that he doesn't think AI works, then that he must be working for the Chinese.
That's ridiculous.
Right.
I mean, the only reason this guy gets any airtime is because he's got a lot of money. That's really it. Yeah. I mean, it's like these are just conspiracy theories that most people would never take serious.
Yeah, I mean, except for all the goddamn typos that I had in this goddamn. You did the script, and so you're like, who the fuck did this script? I did. So like, I'm giving myself like no stars while also reading it. Like, did you write this? Did Whitney or Bobby write it? The fuck is wrong? I'm sorry, y'all. This script is a lot, but anyway, y'all got the gist. But basically, yeah, it's essentially saying like, first of all, who cares what Peter Thiel thinks? Do you know what I mean? Like, the reason I include this is because we have to care what Peter Thiel thinks because he's a billionaire and money gets access. But essentially what this is a bunch of rich white people sitting in a room trying to think of reasons why they're rich and white. And it's okay. It's cognitive dissonance meets, I must live here. Because it doesn't even fucking make any sense. Like, first of all, China is like, like known for like persecuting Christians there. You know what I mean? In general. So why would the Pope be worth working with a Chinese guy? He can't summer there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can't go to Beijing. You know what I mean? During the you know what I mean? Like during like what the fuck?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
And so it's so nonsensical. But what it really is, and because once again it's at the Aspen Ideas Festival, right? Which is this is where the conspiracies are, right? Because this is where you get, we're just getting a bunch of group world leaders or group people in rooms and we're talking about things, and then they're talking about this bullshit, which is essentially a bunch of people sitting in a room deciding and trying to figure out and trying to make excuses for why they're rich and why they got what they got.
And because they're rich, they're very out of touch with the average person. Yeah,
because they're sitting in a fucking room at a conference, you know what I mean, with like talking about how, the Pope works for China.
Right.
And also the other thing I wanted to bring up is that because Peter Thiel is working for Palantir, and Palantir is working for the United States government. And so and the tech CEOs are, are the new oligarchs, right? That this, I just wanted a window into how they think. This is what this is. Because first of all, can you imagine being Peter Thiel in the morning? Like, I can't imagine it being his escort.
No.
You know what I mean? You got so many problems that your mother's like, hey, you gay, but you're a Christian nationalist, and why you think you're better than everybody, you know what I mean? Like, blah, blah, blah. Like, girl, his escort must have to, good God.
It's messy.
I feel sorry for that escort. You know what I mean? You're not doing the Lord's work. You're working on Beelzebub. But I'm just saying, because this is, it makes no sense, because it can't make sense, because in order to be Peter Thiel and to be a gay man and a colonizer, you know what I mean, and in all these different ways, and working with people who are going against your own people, you have to be fucked in the head.
Yeah, and on top of all the other stuff you mentioned, he's a billionaire, which also, warps your mind.
Yeah, sorry, and it was implied, right? But as a billionaire, you just have to, be okay with, destroying things, destroying worlds, blah, blah. And so it's just it's also kind of if you are so into this Christian nationalist thing, you've put yourself up there where you now can counter the Pope. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If this is your vision, this is your whatever, you're really, that's what I'm saying. This is how high they think that they are, because we want these billionaires. All you did was understand that plug went into that plug, you know what I mean, in your boardroom, in your backyard, after your mom gave you $10,000 and the government, gave you all the education you needed. Yeah. But now all of a sudden you think that you're there to fight with Jehovah. Right. You know what I mean? You think that you've been given something that makes you be able to talk about. No, girl, you are not in the room when we're talking about the advance of technology and humanity, girl. Just you know what I mean? What makes you think that? Mm-hmm. I just wanted to say this is what they're thinking, and this is how they get there, and this is what their thinking means in terms of
Another problem is nobody's there to check them.
Right.
They're just kind of doing all this stuff without the consent of the people. Mm-hmm. Think about AI, they're just going with it. Right. People aren't asking for this.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's just it's more the reason we care about this is because, in the background, when we're talking about, Jeffrey Epstein and blah, 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 these are the conferences. These are the things that are being said. These are the type of group thoughts that are being said that kind of and this is the fight. This is what we need to fight. White men sit in the boardroom, talking about why they are okay being rich, and they will create these crazy things to do it. With that, let's go to local news. And we're back with local news. Supreme Court ruling allows San Jose to penalize homeless people. So I know it's San Jose, but that's still local, guys. Oh my God,
you know what I mean? Area.
It's not that far. It's far. Okay, so San Jose hasn't hesitated to implement a wave of policies and programs aimed at tamping down homelessness since the U.S. Supreme Court ruling opened the floodgates to ban homeless people in public places. What do you think?
I mean, are they giving them somewhere to go? Or are they just telling them to get out? What are we doing? You can't shoo people away and then think they're just going to vanish. If they don't have any other housing or any other options, right, they're just going to return. They're unhoused for a reason. So, there just needs to be some alternatives.
it's funny, like, not to talk shit, but like, whenever, like, because in San Francisco, you generally have no problems with the in-house, what I mean? They're cool as shit, whatever. They be like, you look good, blah, blah. But then one time, anytime you have a problem, like, sometimes you might have a problem, right? And so whenever I do, like, you're talking shit, I'd be like, that's why you're homeless, not unhoused. If you had a better attitude, you'd be unhoused. With that attitude, you're homeless. But yeah, like, I mean, like, first of all, it's just funny how you could be a progressive city with these progressive attitudes. You know what I mean? Like, where the same cities that are fighting and the fight about the Supreme Court, how conservative it is, will use their conservative rulings to their benefit, quote unquote. You know what I mean?
I know.
I just feel like the homeless to me is like how you, like that saying, like how a society is should be based on how it treats its prisoners. Society should be based on how it treats its homeless. You know what I mean? Like, no, we don't need to shove them away. Because first of all, the conversation about the visible homeless is, if we're having that conversation, that's too late. We need to be talking about all the steps before people get to that point. Because when you get to the visible homeless, it's a juxtaposition and intersectionality of all kinds of things.
Right.
Homelessness, like, immigration, sexual rape, trauma, you know what I mean? Like, there's so many things, mental health, blah, blah, blah. So, of course, these cases are going to be hard to deal with, but that's not homelessness. Yeah, that's like a small portion of homelessness.
Right. By the time somebody's unhoused, it's like there are so many downstream effects that you mentioned. Like, they had mental health challenges, they had addiction issues, stuff was going on in their life. They didn't have the support or the capacity to deal with it, and now they're there. But there needs to be more support from the government, and I mean, I think community organizations do some of this, but it needs to be more from the actual municipal part of our society.
Yeah, and it's just like talk the talk and walk the walk. Like, if we're a fucking progressive city, you can't use the regressive policies passed by the conservative Supreme Court that you protest on one day and then say, oh, but thank God they passed this the other day. You know what I mean? Like, if you're real all about the homeless, you can't be passing laws saying, get out of here. Yeah. It's actually literally, it's like Scott Weiner. Like, oh my God, thank you for everything. Like, get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? Like, girl, like, which one is it? Your policies need to they need to make sense all the way through. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, because I mean, like, there are concerns about people living out on the streets, health-wise and all that, but people should still have the agency to live where they want. And if somebody wants to be out there, then they should be out there. But if they want some kind of housing, there should be some option for that. We have enough to do that. Yeah,
I mean, like, that's what I'm saying. Like I live in San Francisco, so I deal with unhoused, and I have no problem with it. I'm just saying that, like it's just funny, these same cities that are supposed to be bastions of progression are passing these regressive laws, or bastions are fighting against the conservative Supreme Court will use the same conservative Supreme Court policies when they want to be progressive. You know what I mean? And so we need to call bullshit. Like, it shouldn't be this easy to pass laws. It should be as easy to pass laws on homelessness as it is to pass laws to get housing. Oh.
Yeah, and I think that also people that sometimes these cities have a reputation of progressiveness, but now there's different people running stuff. True. And so, that's another factor.
Yeah, but I mean, like, true. And, like, we need to, hold people accountable. Yeah, I'm saying, if you're going to be progressive, bitch, be progressive, bitch.
Right.
All right, let's go to pop culture news. And we're back with pop culture news. Turkey blocks American LGBTQ plus cruise. First of all, ain't no LGBTQ plus cruise. How many cruises do you know got all of them that people on it? Like, I would wish all of the genders and the pronouns would be on one cruise. Girl, where?
It's a lot of cis gay men, okay?
All right, that'd be Noah's Ark,
right?
Bitch. We must be going to Valhalla because all of us do not party together like that.
Yeah. It was just a GQ cruise.
Hello. So basically, Turkey blocks the American cruise from docking, citing moral standards. Turkish authorities have banned a cruise ship catering to American LGBTQ plus travelers from docking in the country's ports, citing moral standards and family values. The CEO of the events company behind the upcoming Mediterranean tour said Thursday. So basically, the Atlantis cruise was not allowed to stop off in Turkey.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I mean, why were they even stopping there to begin with?
I don't know.
I mean, I don't know, like, some of these countries that are getting more, I think there's a trend going on globally because of, America and our administration now, that it's getting more regressive, conservative, and people kind of want to hold on to these old values that, they see changing in the world. And a lot of gay men on an Atlantis cruise kind of threaten that. So, yeah, like...
Yes, girl. Not threatened by the jock strap. you don't like this booty. Nobody can resist this pussy. But it's kind of like, first of all, why are you going on the Atlantis gay cruise? Why is the Atlantis gay cruise stopping at a country that has progressive gay policies? Do you know what I mean? Like, you should have not wanted to go there before they told you no. You know what I mean? Because it's not like you're going there and giving money to the gay causes. You're going there and giving money to the fucking colonizer. You know what I mean? Like, and it's not saying don't ever go to that country or whatever, but a gay cruise should probably not stop in Saudi Arabia. You know what I mean? Or in the countries that like want to, you know what I mean? It just doesn't make sense why you're even doing that, because it's just everything. It just says everything it needs to say.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, what are you even stopping in Turkey for? Shit, unless you're trying to stop and be like, get in, come on, guys, we're gay, we got you. Also, I just feel like it's just also another example of like what happens when you leave from the front. America has started putting all these crazy ass restrictions on people, and now it seems like everybody else is.
Yeah, I mean, to your point, they're coming up with these amendments that are kind of anti-gay. So, you should research that if you're the ship company, the cruise company, and understand like where you're actually scheduling to stop at.
Right. Like, it's not like we all didn't know Turkey was becoming regressive on rights. So I'm just saying, like, having a gay cruise stop there is crazy. It's kind of like you're trying to, like, why are you trying to get into a party they don't want you at?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, oh my God, I want to go to that party. Girl, we don't like you. You know what I mean? And now you want to have a tour stop. You know what I mean? That's like me trying to have a tour stop, you know what I mean, or like a bar hop, and we stop at one of the bars at the Klan meeting. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
And they don't let me in. You're not going to let me and have a bar hop at the Klan meeting?
Yeah, I mean,
shocking.
It's a big world, and there's lots of other places where they want us.
Yeah, and also other places we could be spending our money. And I'm not saying don't go to Turkey, but if you're going to go, spend it to, in places and causes or whatever they're fighting the fight. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Now let's go to the examples of protest section. And we're here with the protest section. So I have an interesting examples of protests for you this time. So over the Independence Day holiday, hundreds of masked men associated with the Patriot Front, so I guess, white's right, blah, blah, they marched near Capitol Hill during the march. And so obviously now during this part, we'd be like, oh my God, we're here for you, but we're obviously not here for them. Right. But interesting, the only reason I included this, because, it's funny, it's like whenever I would see white men protesting like this, it used to give me fear because, oh my God, how dare they, they're doing it. But now I'm just like, actually, the fear is already there, because the real work of like trying to take our rights away is happening in the government, happening behind the scenes. I'm actually fine if a bunch of white people who just, came from Popeyes, because damn well before they went to the white right protest that they stopped at Popeyes, and right after they go into the Chinese food joint on the corner. I'm fine with it, because in this country you can do that. As long as you go, put your signs, put your hoods on, and then pack it on up and drive far away, because clearly you live in the middle of nowhere. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, it used to give me fear, but like if you could do that and nobody gets hurt and go home, that's fine, because next week we're gonna throw a cookout out there and we're gonna tell you why you can't do that. You know what I mean? And we expect that nobody's gonna go home. You know what I mean? Right. I feel like white people congregate, you know what I mean, or these white people, right? Congregate, whatever, but like that is fine, because it's like as long as people can protest and go home. You know what I mean? That's what we need to get to.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
They're exercising their First Amendment right, and as long as it stays non-violent, it is what it is.
So I'm not like supporting them or whatever, but it was just interesting to me. Like I always include good protests. So I was like, let me include this bad protest, because as far as I know, nobody got hurt. There was no violence or whatever. Yeah. So I'm not supporting it, but I just think that like you got to take the good with the bad, right? You know what I mean? Because this is happening in our country. So if it's reflected on the streets in terms of a protest, that's fine, as long as it follows the fucking rules. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Sure. I agree.
All right, let's go to the positive news section. Or basically, Jesus is, the section should be called like Jesus, something good happened. You know what I mean? Jesus. And so for us, some former scientists of fired of the current U.S. administration under climate, launched an independent nonprofit as a citizen-funded website to ensure the public retains access to accurate, peer-reviewed climate data. So basically, some scientists who used to work for the government that were fired by Trump started an independent, peer-reviewed site where they can continue to put their data out because, you know, the United States government is no longer normal. You know what I mean? It's a conspiracy theory. It's this old crazy woman who doesn't believe in climate change and keep it down out there. You know what
exactly.
I mean?
And it's the politicians that are saying they don't believe it, but I'm glad they did this.
Yeah, it's like, you know what I mean? It's like outsourcing is the thing. Obviously, we need to get the government back on track, but it's like the people aren't, like, it's like another sign of people just not letting shit hold us down. You know what I mean? Because we can't do that because we are winners. Everyone say it. You're a winner.
I'm a winner. You're a winner too.
There it is. Thank you. And with that, we're at the end of our show, everyone. After this amazing news recap, thank you, Jason, for being here.
You're welcome. Thank you for inviting me.
You guys are going to be doing a Pride review with us. So, you know what I mean? Like, to hear my thoughts on Pride, blah, 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 blah. You know you loved it. And you know, I'm prideful. Hoo-hoo. Next week, you're going to be seeing the first part reaction video with me and a friend, Trajan. And we're going to be watching, you know, the verdict. You know what I mean? We know that Michael Jackson got off, but did he get off?
Right.
And did he get off with a minor? As always, remember to follow me so you'll know when I post new shows. Remember to listen, rate, share, and laugh. I was going to say goodbye, Jason.
Goodbye.
And as always, keep it sassy, San Francisco. Ciao, ciao. Hello, it's me you're waiting for. I know just what to say. I know just who I am, but I don't know the words of this fucking song. Are you there, Jason?
La 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 la.
Oh, all right. For trying to be a soprano, all right, when you're really a baritone, all right, bitch. Okay.
You gotta go outside and try new things sometimes.
You know, you do have to try some new things sometimes. Yeah, singing like singing at the alto. You know, I want to shut the fuck up. Maybe let's just answer.
You know, I don't know what the different types of singers are.
Oh, what do you mean?
Yeah, no, I mean like alto, baritone, all that stuff. I don't like. I would think baritone is a more deeper.
Yeah, baritone is like, baritone's a little bit deeper than his bass, and then, you know, alto, tenor, and soprano.
So soprano is the highest one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. End scene. Hello, everyone. It is I. Actually, it's not going to be I, so I look up. Hi. Sorry, I was doing a lot. It is I, Ramon, and I am back with another When in Rome, but we're doing something special for you today. We're going to do a Pride review because I have a lot of, like, you know, friends with latitude, friends with a lot of things to say, friends who are just really gay, you know? The kind of friends who come over and be like, this is what you play all the time, or do you have anything? I'm joking. No, these are my friends who actually have a lot to say, and they were there for some of the fun moments of Pride, and I thought it'd be fun for us to just tell you how the fuck it was. You know what I mean? That's Pride is an experience, right? Mm-hmm. And we're going to review it. So I'm sitting here with Luis.
Hi, Roman.
Hello, and Jaylee.
Hi, Roman.
You see why? You see what I mean, right? And we're going to give you the 2026 Pride review. Thank you guys for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Let's get into it. So yeah, tell me a little bit about yourself, Luis. Why are you here?
Why am I here? Well, that's an excellent question. I'm still wondering that. Why am I here?
like bitch, because you invited me. Man, you wanted me to be here.
But I think you just clearly said it. I have a mouth with a really strong opinion. And I've earned this position. Yes. I've been going through Pride for the last 25 years of my life.
Girl.
So I want to, you know.
Basically, you're owed the peanut gallery, right?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
There you go. Darling.
Well, welcome here.
Oh, thank you.
Darling, this might come as a surprise to you, but this is my first ever Pride in San Francisco.
Oh my God. Well,
Yes.
no, it's not because you were obviously 14. You know what I mean? How did you even get in? You know? I checked your ID at the line.
Darling, and this year it was hot and it was messy, and I'm ready to get into it.
Oh.
I have a lot to say. I also have a lot to say.
That's why you're here.
That's why I'm here.
All right. Well, thank you, Jalen. Thank you, Luis. And let's do a Pride review. Okay, so like, let's just talk about like overall Pride. What was your feeling about Pride in general, Luis?
Let's see. Well, I was really excited for this year's Pride because to me, I think last year I was not feeling it so much.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the weather. It was
You
cold.
weren't feeling it last year because of the weather. Like, yeah, I feel you. Last year the weather wasn't last year the coldest summer on record for like 80 years or something.
Exactly.
Look at us breaking records.
Right.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
Yes.
Wow.
Exactly. And I don't know, I was not so thrilled about some of the lineup for DJs, the parties.
Ooh.
You know.
Boo! It's cold in here. There must be some twirls in the atmosphere.
We're getting started.
Sure. Yeah, like, we all know the lineup was a little whack last year. Got it. Okay.
But no, I was really excited. I also wanted to take my new boyfriend out to the big party.
There it is. Yeah, fuck them goddamn DJs, bitch. You wanted to show these men you had a man. Hey.
And like Jalen, it was his first San Francisco Pride.
Yeah,
So I wanted to show him San Francisco Pride.
And show him you did. Right. So overall, you thought it was a good Pride?
Yeah, absolutely.
Out of like 4 stars, what would you give it?
I will give it out of 4 stars. I
Yeah.
will give it a solid 3.5.
3.5.
Yes.
And that's like 3.5 out of like America or globally because we know it's like that's you know what I mean.
Oh darn it!
We're not gonna compare it to London. You know what I mean? So, like,
Madrid.
Yeah, Madrid. So I'm saying like out of the American Prides, where do you think it ranked? You know.
Well, on a scale from 1 to 10, just to be more fair, I would say I would put it at number 7.
How many prides do you think in American prides do you think you've been to?
I've been to the major cities.
Yeah, like how many?
How many? I
like
would
30,
say,
40?
I would say I would say a good 6 or 7. The major cities.
I know, but how many times in total?
Oh,
in
in total?
Yeah.
Oh God, a good 10, 15 times.
That's why he's an old bitch. You know, I just wanted to make sure they understood you've been to a lot of prides. Okay. All right, Jada, what about you?
I was really looking forward to Pride. Like I said, this is my first Pride in San Francisco.
Okay.
Because last year I was abroad, and that was when I just turned 21.
Bougie.
Bougie as
abroad.
I was abroad, darling.
Look at you sucking foreskin. Look at that European jet.
I was in, well, how you know, it was Europe, darling.
Because only people who go abroad go to Europe. If you go to other countries, you're overseas.
So I was excited to, because I'm from the Bay Area, and I had grown up hearing all these things about San Francisco Pride, and this is my first time being here for it. And I would say that I overall had a decent time.
Okay, so what did you? Because I mean, like when you think San Francisco Pride, you think probably like a lot of sex.
This is the gay capital of the world.
Gayness. Did it give you that? Did you get all of that?
I did. I get some of that. It could have been more though.
Okay, well, I think it's because you're a lot. You know what I mean? Because you get any gayer.
You know what I mean? The girls were out though. I met a lot of wonderful people. I will say that the energy this Pride was really good. I loved just meeting new people, and everyone was just so friendly and opening and gay and queer. Yeah. And I think that's what I love about being in San Francisco.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so I'll say that like this. I mean, obviously, I don't look well trodden. I am well trodden. You know what I mean? Obviously, I've been to a lot of prides, but like, yeah, I think the energy was really good. Like when I went out on Thursday, it was like almost annoying. Oh my God, okay, happy Pride.
Happy
and then by
Pride.
the end of the night, I was like, oh my God, guys, like we're so free. We're so free. You know what I mean? So I felt the spirit. The people I definitely had the spirit. I think the boys were really hot. It was a lot of really nice, like out of towners, which is what we need. I met Top, so you know they were from out of town. You must be visiting, girl, right?
That is true.
You Top looks like, wow. Oh my God. So how far from California are you from, right? And so yeah, so that was good. I think the party, like the prices overall were interesting. We'll talk about that. I think that. I don't know if I think I was like sometimes like like in San Francisco like there's too many events like sometimes like the thing happens like the door you're full, so I think it was like a good combination. It was a good amount of events, right? Like there was because you need the market to tell you have to, like enough parties to like make them fight each other, like, but like they don't take you for granted, but you don't have too many because then it's like where's everybody going and blah blah blah. So I think that was kind of a good mix, right? So I was like probably a solid 3. You know what I mean? I feel like the stuff like to me the music was not great. Like they brought great people, but the people who came didn't really kill it like I wanted them to.
Really? Okay.
But I've also seen these people in other places, and sometimes when you see an artist like like I saw Flowers in WeHo, and that's all this time. So I'm always going to compare, and I think she killed it then. But I mean, that's more because I love Nina Flowers, and I'm comparing, you know what I mean, like Grand Dios to Grand Dios. So you know what I mean? So,
exactly.
But overall, it was a 3. You know what I mean? That was cool.
Yeah.
Let's go. Okay, so we all agreed it was like a 3 out of 4. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
nothing really hard to complain about. Okay, let's get into like some brass tacks. I want to talk about some party reviews. I want a little bit of drama. Okay, so where did you guys go on Friday?
I didn't.
I went out on Friday.
Okay, where'd you go?
The main party that I went to Mule.
So Friday, Mule was on Saturday.
No.
Yeah, baby, it was on Saturday.
Oh, no, it was on Saturday.
No, it was on Saturday.
Somebody had a really good Friday.
I had a really good Friday. And you would know because you were supposed to meet me at Mule.
I know.
We should talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, we'll talk about it. So one thing about Pride is, you start with a schedule, right? And we'll tell you, and you're gonna go here, you're gonna meet your friends here, and then sometimes you don't. You stay up too late and go to one party that you didn't, and then sleep through a party that you were supposed to go to.
Or whatever he was on.
Trust me, I was on more than that. But like, yeah, okay, so like Friday, I guess I'm the only one on Friday. So I went to Electrolux. Electrolux was really, really fun. Really, really, okay, so I will just say that like, the boys were hot, the men were really, really hot. It was like, and it was cool because it was like every type of man, you know what I mean? It was like hot, this guy, hot, that type, and and I knew how I go well with everything. But like, I will say that like the ticket prices, the final ticket price was $240.
That is
$240. That like for the final tier.
That's wild. But okay, let me ask you this, because Electrolux, now they're known for a variety of stages, production, maybe dancers, things. Was that more? Maybe this party had more than that, or free food, a free buffet?
Girl, for $240, bitch, I better get a free buffet of gin. You know what I mean? I better have it better be like a charcuterie board, and I want 8.5. Okay, and then now I'm sore, so I want a 6. Ooh,
greedy bitch.
Husband dick, baby. And then I see you 12-incher end of the night. Okay, so like I will say like. I understand why they were because I feel like last year they were more like 80 to 100, and so I get that. And I will say compared to XO So the night after, you got way more bang for your buck for Electrolux last year, and so I could get the wanting to have a jump in price to be able to get more value because they were giving you so much more. But if you're gonna do that, you can't go from like 80 to 100 to 240. Like that's a jump. But I'll say that like it was still packed. And it looked like most of the city was on the guest list, so it literally looks like a lot of tourists are paying it. That's cool. But my only thing is that like when you're first of all like my friend was like $230. He was like, girl, I spent $500 on Beyonce, and Electrolux is not half of Beyonce. And I was like, that says it all. You know what I mean? Because for that much fucking money, I expect the fucking Met Gala. You know what I mean? And so like it's like I don't know. I had a great time, but I also was on the guest list, and so I just don't know if Electrolux gave $200 worth of an experience, and so I don't know if people who flew out here to do that would come and do it again. You know what I mean? Because like it was also really hot at Midway. Right. There's just a lot of things you deal with at the Midway that I wouldn't want to deal with for $200. I should have my own motherfucking fan, someone like a hot man of any type fanning me with a large cock and a bump up,
fluffer,
you know what I mean? For $200, girl, please, and a to-go bag. That's a bag and a bag. You know, like
exactly.
So. And then also because you can't name a single DJ that was there. Do you know what I mean? So for $20,
That's true.
So I don't know, but I mean overall, I thought it was a good party. But let's go on since we all can talk about Saturday. What did you guys do Saturday, Jalen?
So I'll start. So I started off. Well, I was going to go to Stud Alley.
Okay.
But we might talk about later why those plans flopped.
Yeah, okay.
But I did go to Mule.
No, he's not a flop. The plans flopped. I just wanted to.
The plans flopped. So then I went to Mule.
Okay.
And I had a really good time at Mule.
Okay. Techno.
It was techno,
Okay.
and there were a couple DJs. There was a floor like downstairs that was playing music,
Okay.
and upstairs they were playing music, and everyone was just hot and sweaty.
Mm-hmm.
The guys were bulky.
Oh, I really should have gone. See, I overslept because I was.
gone.
Yeah, I know.
You
Whatever.
should have gone.
I heard it was like too hot though.
It was way too hot.
I heard there was way too many lines. And you know what I mean. Not the right kind of lines. Not the kind of lines. Darling.
Yes, like you could. I had to keep going like outside to the smoking area to cool off because it was just way too hot.
Not those cigarettes you smoke.
Don't expose me like that.
Right. Look at like you don't even know if you look for smoke, you don't know what smoking area is.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you know exactly where to go. Oh, you're hot this way.
Come on, I got to like hurry on.
Right. That probably would help you cool down. Girl, I used to smoke. I've been there, bitch. You know what I mean? So, cigarette up the sack, honey. Anyway.
You know, but I couldn't dance for more than like 10 minutes without being like, okay, like there's too many people, like I'm too hot, and don't even get me started on the motherfucking dark room.
Oh, what happened?
The dark room, it was just so hot and sweaty, and I know some people are into that, but that's not my vibe.
Yeah, girl, like, first of all, like, when I'm like, you'll know it's being in a dark room when there's no airflow, because you'll hear, like, girl, if you guys want me to, like, if you want to flow in here, I need some airflow, like, fucking in a dark room that's really stuffy and muggy is gross because sex smells. And then you dance, and so it just hangs, and then eventually you just feel like you're, like, in a womb, you know what I mean? Like, you're like, I don't want to feel like I'm in a womb, I want to be in a womb.
But was this the venue that they normally had it at here in Soma?
Yeah.
Oh gosh!
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was hot and sweaty, and in the dark room, at least one or two people are gonna paint in there, and then it's just hot and sweety.
Sorry, it says San Francisco. Because when I've been to a ton of plenty of dark rooms in other cities like Nanting. San Francisco, I was like, sorry. You know what? Let me just not even. That's a different
That's a different plan.
But if you know, you're unfortunately, you know.
Yeah. Outside of that, I did have a good time. I didn't find like any hot men there. I was focused on the dancing.
It was too hot. You pass out. You know what I mean? Like oh my God, you didn't need any reason to get more hot.
Right.
You were so hot. Oh God, my throat.
Approaching trade, just like sweat dripping down.
Honey, like, there was no trade at Mule.
Really?
Trade at Mule or trade in, but not a trade, girl, at Mule. You know what? That's interesting. Can you be trade at a techno party? Yeah. It's interesting, right? Like,
interesting.
I would. I don't go to those parties, you know, but I would imagine. But what makes you think maybe not? Or
because it's like, I mean, like, because trade is, I mean, because
trade is so separated from that, and I feel like techno and like the gay community are like so entwined that like it's impossible for you to like try to
just like the concept of being trade means that you're like not really a part. You know, whatever. It's an interesting thought project. You know, look at this. Anyway, okay, so I did hear that there was a dance floor, a second dance floor. Like they had two different types of music. That's the first time I've seen that. Did you like that?
I did like it because it was nice to escape when one was too hot. You know, go down, take a smoke, of course, and then go to the other dance floor and get a different vibe of music.
Fucking Joe Camel. And you know you're in Northern California when we make fun of cigarette smokers. Don't go to Oregon because they gotta shoot you. Okay, so Mule was like you give it like the overall.
I would give it, but like you were saying, like the ticket for Mule was I got it for $75, and that's not as bad as your $200 ticket, but like it's kind of like why am I paying?
I didn't pay $200. That was other people. I'm just saying, like.
It wasn't a guest list.
Yeah.
It wasn't a guest list.
Okay, so where did you go on Saturday night?
I went to XOXO at the Midway.
Okay.
So I was pleasantly surprised with how good it was.
Okay.
You know, from I mean, the DJs were excellent. Okay. You know, because we had a variety of circuit. Types of circuit, I guess. You know, you had the pots and pans, and you had the Middle Eastern beats.
Okay.
It was, I would say, it was 70% full. It was not totally packed. They had the room in the back where they had another DJ. So
basically, like, it was like 70% full. It was pretty full, but not like, oh my God, overwhelming packed.
Correct.
Which I mean, is kind of good for Midway.
The main dance floor was packed. At least that was packed. And there was a lot of handsome men, a lot of out-of-towners. And again, the music was good. It was $125 or VIP 150, you know, to
So
get
you think it was worth the value?
This year, I still feel it's a little too expensive for the whole experience.
Yeah.
But definitely, you know, 10 times better from what it was last year.
Oh my God! You want to talk about last year? Talk about last year.
No, last year the production was terrible, the lighting, and I heard that there was a lot of issues with the people that the producer were contracting with, and all. I understand that
I
may
don't give a
happen.
fuck. That's not my problem. Right.
Make it work.
Yeah, literally, make it work.
Bring us a buffet or charcuterie of stuff. Do something.
Thank you. Especially when you're taking the charcuterie of my money. You know what I mean? Shit, you didn't give me $20 back because the XOXO didn't miss the appointment, bitch. Okay. Yeah, like, I remember last year going and literally I remember being so annoyed because there was not a single. It was like with Angels and Demons theme. There was not a single cherub. I didn't see a single feather on the wall. I was like, bitch. This bare bones ass fucking party. Where were you, purgatory?
Right.
Okay, so you thought you got better value for your money. You thought the music was good.
I thought the music was great. You know, I'm a circuit queen. I admit it. I love the types of circuit that there is. So,
sorry, let me your crown. There we go.
So it delivered. In terms of music, I really enjoyed the different DJs that they had.
Okay.
You know, so it was great. In that sense, I really, really, really liked it very much. Would I come back next year? Absolutely. If they deliver the same level of experience, quality of production. The dancers experience. Right? I think we're looking for an experience. We're going to spend money, that kind of money. You know.
Did you guys anybody go to the Danny Day parties? Did you go to Pink Block Party?
No,
I did. It was good. It was fun. A little cold. Was it Honey Dijon? Didn't kill it. It was like honey, you know, honey mustard. Wasn't really Honey Dijon.
Which it's so unfortunate because I did hear the same feedback from other people that they thought that she was not that great, and she can deliver some great
kills it. Yeah,
beats, you know.
Yeah. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Like the running thing for me is like the really good people, but like they just this year their version of it wasn't that. You know what I mean? And then Sunday you didn't go out. You went to parties.
I stayed home.
Yeah, girl. Thank God, darling. You know what I mean? Scratching stuff from all those cigarettes at me all. But we went to Ascend. So how did you like that?
Well, I love Nina Flowers, you know, so I was there for the music. And the opening DJ, this Colombian guy, was excellent too. So, to your point, yes, she normally can give us harder beats, you know, stronger beats. But she did great. Right. You know, she's consistent. Right. I never had an experience with Nina Flowers in which she sucks. Right. No. She's consistent. The venue, I like the venue better than the DNA Lounge, for my opinion.
What she found you was really good.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It was cute. It was also kind of like you said, like packed but not too packed. The men were hot, really there to pound. You could tell it was like it was like the West Coast circuit community a little bit. Like it was, but it was like cool. Like some new people from like other places came, and then so I mean I thought it was cool. Like finally there was like the VIP was a little bit more VIP-ish. You know what I mean? It was like lowercase. You know, before it would be like. This is not a VIP.
Exactly. Yes.
You know what I mean? This is.
They had fruit. They had some sandwiches.
Yes, I was in there. But yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So we're gonna take a break. We're gonna come back and then we're gonna do a Kiki review because we all went to some Kikis, and then we're gonna talk about the drama that we were there for. Right, the Scott Weiner drama, the party the Stud Alley party that got shut down, and we're just gonna do whether you should come back next year. We'll be back. Hello everyone, we're back with When in Rome, the Pride Review. So when you left us, we were XOXO, kisses, Gossip Girl. And now we're gonna talk about the Kiki. So you guys, we went to similar Kikis, but not together. Not all three of us, right?
Yes.
Me and you went to like Twink Tower.
Yes, we did.
Did you like that Kiki?
It was cute. It was
you were all up in the Twinks. So you definitely at one point looked like a tower.
Hello. It was fun. You know, I will say that like my best experiences like out of Pride did come from just like, you know, being at the Kikis, the Kiki houses, and like being with friends, and like obviously, you know, like do my little thing. Yeah. But you know, like I love those intimate intimate settings more than I like the partying. It's like it's nice to to have somewhere to chillax after.
Yeah, I mean, Kiki's Fears, like.
Oh wait, Twin Tower?
Yeah,
is that the name of the house, the person, or the street?
Well, it's what we call 100 Bad Ass because you know what I mean. Like, there's a bunch of twigs who live at 100 Bad Ass, and then then there's a bunch of parties, and there's twig lovers at 100 Bad Ass. You know what I mean? So certain locations at SF just they kind of just take on the je ne sais quoi of the people who live there. You know what I mean? Like obviously where I live, Hot Mess Express. Thank you. So yeah, that was the first Kiki, and then we went to some Kiki, right? Oh wait, the one I threw?
The one you threw. Yes.
That was fierce.
That was a fierce Kiki.
You look fierce in that outfit that we put you in.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and this outfit we're gonna wear later so you'll see us with Dory bitches.
Yes, I think we should.
Okay, so we talked about the parties, whatever. Now let's talk about the drama that we were not there for. So you guys heard about Scott Weiner?
Tell me about it.
Yeah. Scott Weiner, politician trying to take over Pelosi seat. I used to love him. We won't talk about why I don't. But anyway, Scott Weiner was at the Trans March, and he basically got surrounded by some people, and they were just yelling at him. And I guess the meme is very much like, oh my God, thank you for everything you've done for trans people, but we need to free Gaza. You know what I mean? Free Palestine, right? And it was fair.
Free Gaza.
Right. People are complicated, and that is a fair thing to say. You know what I mean? That's actually my thing for Scott Weiner. Thank you, you know what I mean, because he's one of the politicians that keeps pushing to open bars later, right? So I like that. But girl, like I said, if you can't with your chest say free Palestine and say that, you know what I mean, that is a genocide, we have problems. You know what I mean?
Right.
So anyway, went to the Trans March, and he got surrounded by protesters, and they were saying, you should be here. They started doing unwanted physical contacts, and then he left. What do you think?
Well, I mean, I have empathy for politicians. At the same time, they're,
That's because you like to fuck powerful men. I've never heard I have empathy for politicians unless you fuck that. But
I mean, they choose to be in that position.
So he wants to fuck one. There it is. Okay.
The lots of money.
Hey,
lots of money. That aside, it's tough. He's a Democrat. He supports one thing. He is pro something, but then he's against, the same issue in a different way.
Yeah.
So it's hard. So I can see how people can be frustrated and wanted to get a real truth answer from him.
Yeah.
Of course, getting harassed, or I saw the news that he said that people were getting physical with him. Of course, that's crossing maybe the line.
Yeah.
I hear that. Everybody has the freedom to speak up, freedom of speech. We're in America, right? But I think when things get it will start getting physical, or you start feeling you're not feeling safe anymore. I think that becomes a problem.
Yeah, I mean, I think that I think that you're right. Jason, what do you think?
It is really complicated because of the conflicting issues, because this is a trans march, and we do want to, trans people are going through a lot in this country right now. Trans people are really vulnerable, and I really do like that we have a politician who, is standing up for trans people, because, a lot of politicians, especially Democrats, they reject the trans community, and they adopt a lot of the rhetoric of Republicans. So it's really nice that we have this figure who is, standing up and marching with the trans people. But I do think that the protesters are valid in their opinion, but to me it's kind of a time and a place issue, because for me it's if you support, Palestine and you support Gaza, then you probably also support, trans rights and the rights of marginalized communities, and you see someone who is fighting for, a marginalized community. I think maybe you should let them have that space, and then bring up your issues with them, and especially definitely not get physical. I think that definitely draws a line.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's kind of maybe a good conversation to have, right? It shows that people, politicians aren't all one slate. It's maybe conversations the Democratic Party needs to have with each other. We need to be figuring this out as a party. You know what I mean? What is blah 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 under the tent, right? And I just think that obviously maybe not having it, for if I was Scott Weiner, people don't need to be coming up and yelling at me. I think probably would have been better maybe a silent protest following him or something. Because then you're yelling, it's rowdy, and then if it was a woman or a black woman and these people were yelling, we wouldn't like it, right? So you can't just say because it's a white man or a Jewish man that he should be okay with being surrounded by people who's yelling at him, like getting physical. Like no one the confrontation I don't like, or the type of confrontation, but I do think that like a conversation could happen, and maybe the conversation could have been like more silent. You know what I mean? Like you know, like if you follow him around saying, "Hey, what about Palestine?" or something like that. Correct. But that's just like me talking about something, because I think you should be able to do both without. You should be able to like make the statement without making someone feel unsafe. But I mean, it needs to be said. Like we need to be having this fucking conversation as Democrats. Like you know what I mean? Just because you're a Democrat, lowercase d, you know, big D, doesn't mean that we need to like big B. That doesn't mean we should all like accept that we're just going to keep because if we just keep like accepting party truth, then that's how we keep enabling a genocide. Do you know what I mean? That's what we become Democrats and enable. We need to be like, no, my type of Democrat doesn't do that, and then if you because that's my bottom line. Like, no, I'm not part of a party that enables a genocide, and if I need to break from that party, whatever. But you're not going to. That is my no. You know what I mean? Like like Biden is a war criminal. All that bullshit is true, and we need to be. I need someone to say that. You know what I mean? Because until we have enough people out there saying that, we're not going to stop the actual. You know what I mean? Enabling of genocide. You know what I mean?
No, I agree.
Yeah. But like from a pride standpoint, like they, we can't I think we can get a little bit too comfortable in SF, like getting in people's faces because we aren't violent here, and so there's an expectation that like it won't in the city that doesn't necessarily happen in other places, but you just can't get in people's faces like that, you know what I mean? Because and I always try to remind myself like I wouldn't like it on the other side. You know what I mean? So if this was a black woman or a wild woman or a trans girl standing there trying to fight the thing and there's a bunch of white men yelling at her and getting in her face or whatever, we would be the first one, you know what I mean? So
regardless of the issue.
But if they were standing right next, standing there silently with in protest or whatever, I wouldn't like it, but I'd be like, that doesn't make them feel unsafe for them. You know what I mean? So that's all my view.
Right. Yeah. And Jalen makes an excellent point. This is a trans march. This is a marginalized group. It needs all the visibility in the world, this march, to put this community, in the eye of the world. And we need politicians, stars, whoever has power in a community or is visible to be there. And if they're showing support, my God, let them. To your point, confront them in a different way. There's ways.
But confront.
Yeah.
Okay, so we talked about the political shit. Can we talk about Stud Alley? Why that party got shut down? The party that got shut down. We can end it on that. You know what I mean? You were there. What happened?
Let me tell you. So I heard about Stud Alley through my friend Luis that she met yesterday. Okay. He was gonna take me there with a group of friends. I'm like, okay, it's gonna be chill. It's gonna be music. It's gonna be, hot men, and maybe they're having sex on the street. It's Pride.
Right.
It's Pride in San Francisco.
Pride in San Francisco, or like Sunday at the Eagle beer bus.
It's like literally.
And it's in Soma.
We never do that. Ever. We never have sex on public outside of Pride.
Yes. For context, this is in Soma. It's like a block party that happens. So we get to where it's supposed to be. No music, nothing but like police. Like they are barricading.
Because it's an illegal party. Like it's a known illegal party.
It's a known illegal party, yes, but it's also Pride and like let
I'm just contextualizing for the kids. You know what I mean? Because they're thinking like, why were the police there? You get a permit.
Or maybe the police are the props, or maybe they're part of the show.
You did say that. Like, exactly. They probably showed up. They were like, "Hello, boys." Yes. Oh, hello, boys. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yes, but we had got there, and they were literally barricading the people that were already in the party. They were barricading them in. There was like maybe 10 or 12 cop cars, the sirens, the loud noises going on, and the people who had they didn't let us in. We were all just like surrounding them, like asking like what's going on, like yelling at them, basically saying like stop like ruining the fun.
Only in SF. Only in SF. Do you throw an illegal party? The police show up to tell you to get up, and you get upset. And they say, "Hey, what the fuck, man? We're throwing a party here that is not illegal.
I'm a party
the fuck you doing?"
I got an invitation. I got a party full invitation to be here.
You see this party full? I'm not going anywhere, officer, until I am a +1. Bitch. Right. Right.
So yeah, and mind you, this is how I started my pride. It was terrible. And they arrested people. They arrested like 20 people. I saw people they had them zip tied against the wall.
Yeah.
And the party just dissipated.
Well, I also read that they like went down the street and tried to find a party somewhere else. What's wrong? Like, okay, you faggots need to go. Okay,
Right.
inside these four walls.
Exactly.
Okay, just go down the street and try to throw it down. I'd be so mad. Like, with Roger, what?
Right.
Oh, okay. These distances, what? Okay, I'll be right there.
How funny.
Oh, that's really funny. Okay, so overall, you guys had a good part. Give me one thing that you could make, so the one tip that for the people out there that would make the Pride 4 stars next year. What would it be? Well, one thing that could that would be better for one thing that this Pride could be better. What they could do better.
I think, because again, San Francisco is one of the capitals of the gay world.
Yeah.
You know. I think there has to be more investment in the experience of when you go to an event.
Okay.
Like for example, when you go to Madrid Pride.
Yeah.
When you walk into the Fabrique and to the Sandia party.
Are those men or are those people? Because I know I walked into by a Fabrique before.
But you're greeted by dancers. They have a big paella at 9 p.m. to serve everybody for free. The shows that they put up with drag queens, with confetti. You know, it just gives me the chills. It's an experience. You leave that party and you're like, I'm coming back next year.
Yeah.
Or as soon as I can, I'm coming back.
It transforms you. It takes you to a world.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's now an experience.
Yeah.
So, and it's not an expensive party,
Right.
you know? So I think producers for Mule, for XOXO, for Electrolux in general, they just need to invest a little bit more in creating experience for the customers.
Yeah, I think like Electrolux does that really well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that that's like a fair call. Like on all of them need to like think about the customer.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like you know what I mean in terms of like airflow. Well, you know what I mean. Water stations. Like you know what I mean. Like it's like I think we like have a tendency to just put people into a building and say make it work. It's like girl, not for those prices. I mean, you know what I mean? Like no, those prices, no, bitch, you make it work because I'm paying it. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So I actually think that like I'm gonna piggyback off of what you said. I think that next Pride I want to see like a lot more affordable options in terms of like partying and clubbing, because this year it was really expensive, and that's just a thing just with the city in general. Like you pay a $20 cover and then the drinks are like $15-$20 and you're there all night, and it's kind of unaffordable for a lot of people.
Right.
So I think that next year like we should like yes, you can have your $200 exclusive VIP parties, but like I want more affordable things.
It's also kind of like if you need so much to throw that party, then maybe don't throw as big of a party. Do you know what I mean? Everything doesn't have to be as big. Do you know what I mean? You don't have to keep going grander every year. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Like stay. You know what I mean? Like it's Pride and blah blah blah. But like maybe stay. I'm not saying a small party, but you don't have to necessarily go to every max out every event, and then the next year get the bigger venue and max that out, and then max that out, and max out. Like you pick a venue, pick an event, and like curate it to that event or to that size. Give us a full show, and focus more like on that. Like you know what I mean? Like especially with those prices. Like if we're gonna charge hundreds of dollars, then we need to feel like, because when we go to other places in the world and in the country, when we spend that money, we feel a lot more taken care of. I think you would say than we do here. You know what I mean? $200 when you go to like Madrid or like those parties, you get so much more bang for your buck. You know what I mean? And here you got to bring your own airflow. You know what I mean? You got to have a bathroom. You don't have Wi-Fi. You know what I mean? There's no coat check. You know what I mean? Like what the fuck for that price, bitch? I should have all three of that in a kit with some dick. Okay.
And a souvenir.
Thank you. And that has been the Pride Review. Give you guys a round of applause. We were so amazing. We're so amazing. Thank you, Luis.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jalen.
Thank you for having me, Roman.
This has been When in Rome, a Pride Review. We're probably just like yearly. This is really fun. So yeah, stay tuned. And as I always say, keep it sassy, San Francisco. Ciao, ciao.